Hello guys, today we are going to look at Macchanger. Macchanger is a tool in Kali Linux that allows you to change the MAC address of your device. Every device that can connect to a network or internet has a built-in address, a physical address, or a MAC address, media access control address. This address allows the device to be identified on a network by any other device or a router or the router. And the MAC address is also resolved with an IP address for us to enable it to also communicate with the other devices on the network. The MAC changer allows you to change the MAC address of your device statically or randomly. You can also use it to spoof the MAC address of an existing device on the network. Like you pretend to be that device by using that device's MAC address, more like a MAC spoofing. And with Macchanger, you can change your MAC address and remain anonymous on a local network. Remember guys, this is only for educational purpose or learning, so that you are able to know or get to know ways and means an intruder can be on your network anonymously using a random MAC address or even your own device's MAC address. I already have my Kali Linux running on my virtual machine, and I have some few commands here. The Macchanger, this we'll use to check the status of the interface. We are going to change its MAC address. All the MAC address is bent in on an interface card, and every device that connects to the internet has an interface. So a phone will have a wireless interface card. Our normal desktops could have a wireless and a Ethernet interface card. So let me check the interface of my virtual machine. I'm going to use the ifconfig. So here I have my interface ether0, and I have a loop back. Let me check the status of the Macchanger status of my ether interface card. So Macchanger SET0. So this is the current MAC address and the permanent MAC address of my machine, meaning this is the original MAC address that was bent in on the network interface card. Bear in mind, although we are going to change the MAC address, our permanent MAC address still remains. It's just that it is going to be known by only our computer or our device, and the new MAC address is going to be shown to the other devices on the network, so that we remain anonymous. So then it will use this cron tab command to schedule the machine to automatically start the random MAC changer when it reboots. So let's go ahead and change. MAC address. So this is the command we will use. Although I have Wyland 0 here, that it's mine. Your interface would be wireless. Maybe your interface could be wireless, but mine is Ether 0. So before you change your MAC address, you have to check your interface, your network interface card. Either it's Ether 0 or Wyland 0, or if you have additional interface cards, you get, and it's wireless, you get Wyland 1. So but mine is Ether 0. So and there's the command Macchanger. Let's look at the various commands under the Macchanger with the help option. Macchanger help. Here with the -H help, -V version, -S show. This is what we use to check the status of the MAC address that exists. The P is when you want to reset the new MAC address to the original, and there's the -R is the random, and that's the command we are going to use. And here we can pretend to be a pending address, and here we can use it command to spoof a MAC address. But we are going to use the random command. So let me enter. You can, if you have, you can write it, the various commands on a notepad or any note editor, and just copy and paste. So now this was my current, my permanent, and this is my new. Remember, it reads here unknown because the new MAC address that any origin, but because this is the permanent address, it has an origin. This is the name of the machine, Atmos Computer Systems. So now I have my new MAC address. Now let me use the S status command to check if truly my MAC address has changed. Changer SET. Yes, and truly it has changed. This is my current, that's a new one, and this is my permanent, and this is what is going to be seen by other devices on the network. But this will be the permanent MAC will remain hidden and will be only seen by me. Then so once we've been able to change it, now let's set a command so that whenever we reboot our machine, the Macchanger automatically changes our MAC address, so that we don't have to go through the steps of changing every time we reboot. So we are going to use the cron tab. Cron tab is used to schedule attacks. So let me use the cron tab. Type in the cron tab with the help option and see the various commands. And the cron tab, we added a users cron tab, list of users, delete users contact from default delete. But we are going to use the e.e. So contact.e. Yes, and this is the editor, a nano editor. So since I already did the command at reboot Macchanger -r 80. You let me clean it. And at reboot Macchanger -r while no 80 and Control O to save and Control X to exit. Now let's reboot our device to check if truly it changed. So reboot. So we're just waiting for start. There are various ways that these are some of the ways that an intruder can be on your network and not be detected because he has masked his actual MAC address and using a MAC address that you can't tell or pinpoint that this is the device. Assuming you are in a big firm and a hacker gets access to your network, although you may have maybe various security measures in place to like a MAC filter to allow certain MAC addresses to have access to maybe internet or access to certain services. If the intruder gets to know the various MAC address of an existing device, you only have to spoof that MAC address to have access to the various services on your own network. In the same way, assuming if you go to an institution where because the network administrator doesn't want people accessing the internet with their own devices or laptops or what. So he has filtered the MAC with a MAC out filter. Once an intruder is able to get to know the MAC address of the devices that are allowed, you can change his MAC address into the device that is allowed to access the internet and use it without your knowledge. So basically this is just to give you a fair understanding of how Macchanger as a tool can be used to spoof or used to make make a device anonymous on a network. Now just waiting for okay, so again, so let's check if what we did actually worked. Okay, so let's check the status. Macchanger has 880. Yes, still have a current Mac, a new Mac, and a permanent Mac. Okay. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please don't forget to like this video and to subscribe this channel for more educative stuff and more details and news about IT and security. Bye.